Hey, good morning. Appreciate
Explain to us phase 3.
For the casinos.
And I guess we can touch on the liquor thing at the same time, but how does the phase 3 move as opposed to phase 2 affect the operation of the boats up this way?
Sure, and for really, I guess for the most part, for the casinos and gaming establishments, it really didn't change. It stayed at 50% total occupancy and 75% of their gaming positions. The only real difference is the service of alcohol, which, of course, now they have to stop service and sale of alcohol from 10 p.m. to 8 a.m.
Like things weren't difficult enough for everybody. I don't know. I don't know if you want to comment on that. I'm sure that you've gotten a lot of texts, a lot of phone calls, a lot of emails from, or have you, from gaming establishments across the state?
Sure. Friday was late Friday was busy. I mean, we did get a number of calls and conversations, and I think when it came down to it, the balance of some of the guidelines established for bars that can reopen, and I know there's the 5% positivity rate, so there's still a lot of parishes that aren't able at this point. So I believe that was part of it, is how, if we're going to allow bars to reopen if they meet those conditions, but yet they still have to close and stop serving alcohol, wouldn't it be fair for?
Pardon me, Mike. When you're trying to talk to the folks at the boats across the state, was the first thing you said to them when they were talking about, wait a second, no liquor after 10, was the first thing you said to them, it's not as bad as it looks, or is it as bad as it looks?
No, I wouldn't say it's as bad as it. I would say it's not as bad as it looks, and I think over the next few weeks, there's certainly, and as we get towards the end of this proclamation, there's going to be opportunities to show that whether perhaps changes in the future will make sense. I know it's not something that they were thrilled about at all. I think there was a little, certainly concern with how is it going to impact, their operations and their overall visitation and patrons and revenue.
What do they get? What do the casinos get in addition? They were at capacity before, and now where are they?
They stayed the same when you look at capacity and everything else. There were no changes other than the restrictions on alcohol sales.
What about the poker rooms? Obviously, they're not going to be able to open if we're staying under the same guidelines as we were before, right?
Correct. Other than the allowance, I guess, that was made last month for bars with video poker, and they can open up to 2 of their devices. That still stays in place. And the restriction on the sale of alcohol, it goes across the board. It's not just the bars. I mean, it includes restaurants or bars who were operating as restaurants. It's across the board when it comes to alcohol.
Well, the bright side is, if I may, is there's not anywhere else for anybody to go. I mean, 10 o'clock is 10 o'clock everywhere, I guess, across the state of Louisiana, right?
True.
If when you shut the liquor down at 10 and you close at whatever time you close, what time? Because Aaron brought this up. It's kind of, what time the next day can you start serving?
He said 8 a.m.
Is it 8?
8 a.m.
Yeah.
Yes,
wow. Okay.
So I can get my coffee with Bailey's at 8 in the morning.
Yes, you can.
Okay. The phase 4 changes this dramatically when we move to phase 4 for the casinos?
Well, I think, and we haven't really pinned down what phase 4 would look like, but I think for most, at least my impression of what phase 4 would be, it would be pretty much back to normal. I think that's the concept now. What happens in between now and then? I think there's some things that potentially could be eased up on, not only perhaps the alcohol sales and service, but perhaps some capacity tweaks that we're going to look at over the coming weeks.